Let's talk about the cell phone extraction. Did you get a chance to review Mr. Masad's cell phone extraction?
Yes.
Will you please tell the court what a cell phone extraction is?
It's pretty much just an extraction of all the data, messages, photos, videos, and even sometimes social media saved posts can be extracted from the phone.
During, I guess, when you received the extraction from his phone, did you get an opportunity to review the photographs?
Yes.
Did you get an opportunity to review the videos?
Yes.
Did you get an opportunity to review the text messages between the defendant and Mr. Massad?
Yes.
I want to discuss with you regarding your review of those. And I'm going to bear with me because I'm just going to be very specific in directing it. You have all the records, just so we're clear.
Yes.
When they're produced, they produce in the PDF. How do they come out?
They're produced in a PDF.
Do you recall how many text messages there were?
It was over 12,000. I believe it was 12,220. Something like that. Yes.
Do you remember from when to when those messages were?
Yes. Those messages go back as far as 2020.
Okay. You remember when? November, December, January?
I can't remember the month.
So from 2020 to April 3rd, you have the complete messages into 12,000 or so.
Yes.
Let's discuss the messages from, just going to be very delicate. October 9th through the 11th, which is in evidence of Exhibit 4. Did you get a chance to review those?
Yes.
Will you tell the court, again, just a synopsis because the court has them, what is covered in the messages between in Exhibit 4?
Mind if I review my notes really quick?
Yeah, if you need to refer to anything to refresh your recollection, go ahead and let me know when you're ready.
All right.
What was discussed on the October 9th through the 11th message?
So based off of the messages, there was an argument that occurred again. Mr. Christian writes to the defendant that she stabbed him. And he wants to get into the room, that he needs help, and she pretty much just told him, go get first aid.
Just to be clear, everybody, what they're talking about now is a prior stabbing event, prior to the day of the fatal stabbing. So the day she killed him was not the first time she ever stabbed him.
And pretty much just brushed them off.
Later on in those messages, does he confront her about hitting him with a phone?
Yes.
Okay. Does he confront her about her spitting on him?
Yes.
Was it in the context of all of these messages where he also confronts her about that?
Yes.
Did the defendant respond to these accusations from Mr. Massad?
Yes.
What did she say in response?
You
can review your notes yet.
Yeah, she pretty much just tells him to go get first aid. And then for several hours, she just didn't answer anymore till the next day.
At any point, does she apologize for her actions?
Yes, the following day.
And does she do it in the context of acknowledging the accusations?
Yes.
In those messages, were there any affirmative allegations by her to Mr. Massad?
Yeah, she pretty much told him that she apologizes. She shouldn't have treated him that way. She shouldn't.
Let me cut you off. You didn't understand my question. My question was, did she make accusations about Mr. Massad? So, for example, he sent her a message about you stabbing.
Yes.
Did she reply saying, well, that was because you were choking me?
I can't remember right
now. Did she make any accusations towards him at all in those messages?
She did, but I can't remember the specific accusations.
Let's talk about January 30th to February 1st. Did you review messages from that incident?
Yes.
Okay, will you tell the court what that incident is about?
That's
Exhibit 5.
On those messages, the defendant was trying to reach out to the victim, and he pretty much just said, "Yes, Courtney." At that point, she didn't like the way that he wrote to her, and just started becoming very angry and asking him about why he said yes, Courtney.
Were there audio messages associated with that?
Yes.
At any point in time, did he communicate to her that he had made a mistake because he was doing something?
Yes.
Okay, what was it that he communicated to her?
He explained to her that he was just trying to answer quick because he was watching the overtime on a football game.
Okay. Do you know what overtime he's speaking about?
I believe it was the Bengals versus the Chiefs.
Okay. So you're referring to the overtime of that?
Yes.
So at any point in time, was there, I guess, did the messages continue, or was there a break in time between those messages?
There was a break.
Okay. At the end of the, I guess, argument over the tone of the messages and the next message, what is the next message that occurs in that break in time?
May I go back?
Sure. What was the first conversation after?
So the first one that I recall, it was the defendant telling him, "I hope this gives you time to think about what you've done." And then she tells him, "Enjoy the hospital." And then after a little while, he messages her, "I lost a lot of blood. Can you come? I need you." And then she asks him, "Are you having fun?" And this is all between him writing her that he's losing a lot of blood and at the hospital.
Okay. Were you able to find out what happened in that time period?
Yes, she ended up cutting him with a knife.
Okay. Now, how did you figure that out?
It was all in the messages that he wrote, and she responded back to him.
Were there also photographs from that date and time?
Yes.
And how is it that you figure out the date and time that a photograph is taken from the device?
So through the properties of the photo, it will show you when the photo was created, and it was at the same time and date as these messages were sent to him.
And just so we're clear, the messages had, or the photographs also had location information.
Yes.
Do you remember where the location of that was?
It was on the east side of the 195.
Okay. Is there a street that's there?
Yes, that's called the Julia Tuttle, but it leads up to the hospital. It was just it was pinpointing right at the hospital, Mount Sinai.
Okay. The state's directing the court's Exhibit 6. So in those photographs, you said it shows that his lip was sliced.
Yes.
And that the location of those photographs were at a hospital.
Correct.
Were you able to locate images of those injuries?
Yes.
Okay. Directing the court to Exhibit 7. Will you just describe to the court what those injuries were?
It was a large laceration that goes from the lip to the bottom of the chin.
Okay. And what is a laceration?
Say that again.
What is a laceration?
Laceration it's a cut.
So there was a large cut from
Yes.
the chin to the lip.
So she took a knife to his face. This girl took a knife to that dude's face. He's much physically larger than him, but she went and she found him and she cut his face with a knife. Crazy.
And there were stitches, you said.
Correct.
Did he appear to have any other injuries in that stitches photo?
Yeah, he had another small laceration here to the left. I believe the left of the face.
For the record, you're pointing
To the closer to the cheek. To the cheek.
Okay.
As well as we noticed that on the photo with the stitches, he had 2 black eyes, or what you would call raccoon eyes.
Okay. So there was dark discoloration on his face, by his eyes.
Correct.
And then at any point in time close to these incidents, was there another selfie of the defendant for comparison?
Yes.
Or not the defendant, excuse me, the victim. States Exhibit 8 for the record. Were there more incidents documented in text messages?
Yes.
Okay, let's discuss February 27th and 28th.
Okay.
What was documented in text messages there directing the court's Exhibit 9?
Can you go back really quick?
Sure, you can look at that. All right, sir. What was discussed in the February 27th and 28th text message?
So during that time, the victim, he wrote a very large message to the defendant. He pretty much started explaining is love gonna kill him. Through that message, he explained how the defendant has stabbed him several times, hit him with the phone, with other items, calls him the N-word on several occasions. And in regards to hurt him, he says that he has tried his best to work through it, and that after he goes through, after he starts his seeing a counselor, a psychiatrist, that he's gonna leave her. But then he also went into explaining that if she was still willing to work through it, that he would still want to work through it.